Hi, Mike Brantley, auctioneer, joining you today to talk about a topic I was asked about, and the question was, what exactly is an auction? And why you might think, well, that's academic. I know what an auction is, and I know what an auction is, so do you. But in context, with several different state laws, federal laws, treatises on auctions, it's used interchangeably well, remarkably, as two different things. The Uniform Commercial Code, and in particular UCC 2328, says an auction is, or a sale is, one lot, one property. And so basing it on state law around the United States, which says, has adopted the UCC 2328 into state law, that every item would be an auction. If I was having an event at our auction house, I had 500 lots. The argument could be made that I was having 500 auctions. Each item is its own auction. And so an auction is an item. Now, if somebody called our facility a couple hours before our event began and said, are you guys having an auction tonight? They wouldn't be referring to, are you selling an item tonight? What they're wanting to know is if there's an auction event taking place that includes lots of different items, lots of different lots, and can they participate and what time do they need to be there and that kind of thing. But that person used the word auction to suggest the entire group of auctions at our facility. So we bring this item up because there are some state laws around the country. There might be a state law, for example, that says in this state, you, without an auctioneer's license, can conduct a single auction for a 501c3 nonprofit charitable organization if you receive no compensation. Okay, that's the rule. Well, does that mean one auction event with lots of items in the auction? Could there be 12 or 20 or 100 items in that auction that they said you could have without a license at one time? Or are they saying auction meaning one item? Now, I would guess they probably don't mean one item, but one event. But nonetheless, the word in some state law areas suggests an item or a lot is an auction. In other parts of state law, in this case, might suggest an auction is more an auction event with one or more items all being sold in the same time frame. So what are one of the implications for auctioneers searching answers here? Does that rule mean one item or mean an event? We're not going to change how people talk about auctions. We say auctions. We had an auction yesterday. We got two great auctions coming up on the weekend, and then we got our regular Wednesday auction. We got an auction Thursday. We got an auction next Saturday, that kind of thing. Meaning auction event, there's lots of items. If it's personal property, there's lots of items in those auctions that are coming up, meaning there might be thousands of auctions actually taking place inside those auction events. I guess it would seem to me that auctioneers are largely having auction events, not that I'm trying to change language here, but auction events include individual auctions. That would kind of differentiate the two, so that if we said auction, we were talking about individual lot or property, and if we said auction event, that would be an event of some sort, live, simulcast, online, what have you, that contained more than, well, one or more auction items or auctions. So I guess here's the bottom line, and I wrote about this. I think you as an auctioneer or as a consumer or as a seller, if you see a rule or a statute or regulatory item or a directive from a court or something, and they use the word auction, make sure you know what they're talking about. Are they talking about an individual item, or are they talking about an auction event with likely more than one item or lots of items? Mike Brantley, auctioneer. Pleasure to be with you here today. Lots of other videos on this page and others forthcoming. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe.